What's going on, YouTube Nation? This is Darth Dividend. If you guys are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. So a lot of people have asked me, how can I pay off debt? How can I invest? How can I do this, do that, do these, do those if I have high bills, high electric bills? Summers, getting my bills really high. People have been messaging me frequently on how to reduce some bills. So I'm going to give you some tips that I've done to save a lot of money so that I can throw money in the stock market, put money into graduate school, pay off some debt with like car payments, and or build up my dividend portfolio in my Roth IRA that I have planned in the next month or so. And I will reveal that to you guys. So again, if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hit me a like if you like this video. Make sure you share it with your friends. So I'm going to give you some tips that I've done to save money this summer and how my bill is so low, ranging from $35 to $50 a month. So the first thing that I normally do is I always shut off the lights. So like even when I'm by myself, I keep the lights off, I open the windows, let the natural ventilation come in, and let the wind, since I live in Northeast Ohio, let the wind pretty much, naturally keep the temperature at a stable temperature. It's right around 74, 75 usually when I open my windows, which is nice, and I have a natural breeze. So shutting off lights is one thing. It can save money. There's numerous articles out there to save money. That way you can put more money into your portfolio if you're trying to buy a house or something or pay off debt. That's one way you can do it. Another thing is when you are washing clothes, make sure that you use cold water instead of warm water, because once you use warm water, you have the since I live in an apartment, everything's powered by electric. My stove, my heating. I don't have gas, so that's another thing. So I usually wash with cold water. That saves a lot of money. Another thing is when it comes to washing clothes, make sure you have an appropriate load. So when I'm washing my nursing scrubs, I do that. I'll do towels. I'll do dark clothes, light clothes. You don't want to just, scatter bomb or just have very small loads when you're washing clothes. Make sure you have an adequate load. That way you can save on your water bill as well as your electric bill. So another thing too is, especially when you're washing dishes, make sure that you load up in a dishwasher. There have been numerous studies that have shown that using water in a dishwasher actually saves you money with your electric bill, because when you're washing dishes with warm water, you're actually using your water heater to heat up stuff, and you're reducing the amount of energy, like basically in the water heater, which I'm pointing at right over here. And your actually it's more sanitary to wash your dishes in the dishwasher, and make sure your dishwasher is full. Like don't just wait and just throw in a few things unless you have like guests or something coming by and you need to clean out your glasses or something. But that's another thing. How about taking a shower? That's another thing. When you're taking a shower, think about this. Limit the time that you're in the shower. Being a guy, it doesn't take that long to take a shower. So try to do it 5 minutes tops. The longer you take it in the really hot shower that you have, that can also get your electric bill up. Another thing is, if you work out in gyms, obviously during this bug, you can't do this right now. But when you're working out in gyms, take a shower over there. You can take as long as you want. You don't have to pay that bill. You don't have to pay the water bill or the electric bill. Obviously, you want to make sure that the gym's pretty clean and sanitary. So that's another thing. And the showers are. So that's another thing. When you are, grill. Why don't you grill outside? I mean, my apartment complex, I grill and meal prep like crazy. That way I don't have to bake stuff. So that's another way of saving your bill. Use the resources that you have. Usually natural gas is pretty cheap, and propane. So grilling is another way to do it, especially meal prepping. Meal prepping will save you money in the long run. You don't have to go to McDonald's and everything to get your meal. So that's very important. that you meal prep. Grilling is an effective way to reduce your electric bill. Another thing is when you are shaving, being a guy, use cold water. What's the big deal? And definitely keep the water, don't keep the water running. Just have, your sink and just have it, get the cap, closed, or the sink drain, or the, whatever you want to say it, or the blockage drain. Everybody has different terminology with that. But, or plug it up. Just keep it plugged. When you're done shaving, go from there. And you don't have to use hot water all the time. I mean, that's what everybody talks about, but you don't have to use hot water to shave. So that's another thing that will reduce your bill in the long run. When you leave the house, you can open the windows, turn off the lights. Like I said, turn off, like, see, I have my TV. I have my TV unplugged. I have my, I'll even keep my internet connection unplugged. So once I get back, I plug everything back in and keep everything going. And behind me, you'll see my printer. My printer right here is turned off. So I have that off. So over time, that saves money. Try to keep your temperature at a normal level. I mean, obviously, the cooler it is, I mean, can you be okay with 72, 73 degrees? I mean, that's another thing. I always, when I go to work, I open up all my windows, turn off the air conditioning. The only time I usually turn my air conditioning on is when I go to sleep. So I keep my temperature about 72, 73 when I sleep. And that has really significantly saved me a lot on my bill in the long run. So those are some things that have helped me reduce my bill. I mean, some people look at me like I'm crazy. Like, how do you only do this and that? Well, I tell them this by, by doing this, living a little frugal, turning lights off. Turning lights off is actually, it can save you a decent amount of money in the long run. So there's another thing too is, like, when you are, I can't even tell you how many people like wash clothes in the hottest temperature, and it's not even necessary. When you wash your jeans, they usually say to flip your jeans inside out and then use cold water. So that's another thing. When you use I'm just looking over here, even the washer and dryer. When you use the dryer, do you have to do the hottest temperature to do stuff? That's another thing. Make sure that your stuff, you get it out of the dryer and it's not wrinkled immediately. That way you don't have to throw it back in the dryer if you decide to go out. And that's the thing. Maybe you might not have to iron clothes if you get them out of the dryer when they're nice and warm. So that's another thing with your bill. Another thing is, make sure that your lamps are turned off like throughout the day. I can't even tell you how many times people leave their lamps on all day or leave their lamps running. So that's another thing. So and the other thing is with my laptop that I'm, doing this lecture on, I don't, I unplug it and keep it unplugged. So that's another thing that I do just to reduce the amount of money in the long run. Let's see, I'll just give you some other examples that I do. With my cell phone, I make sure it's adequately charged. Cell phone charging isn't the biggest thing. Some of my appliances too, just like my coffee machine. I unplug my coffee machine because it's automatically turned on. It does give a little bit of a percentage of energy with my energy bill. So there are, things that are useful. Now the refrigerator, I mean, I usually leave the refrigerator out of this because, some people argue about certain temperatures. You never want to spoil your food and eat it, as well as your, when you have ice. I'm just looking at it right now, like when you're making ice and stuff, try to find a suitable temperature and the recommended temperature that's appropriate for, freezing and, making sure things don't get spoiled. So that's one thing that your appliance, like Frigidaire, like what I own, well, some of the directions they'll tell you. So another thing is, like, when you're washing your sheets, try to clump them all up and do a bulky cycle on a cool temperature. So that's another thing. I'm just thinking of like towels. You can air dry your clothes that you dry, or I'm sorry, that you wash. So that's another thing that you can do just to save some money. So the most important thing is why you are saving your money. You have to think, why are you saving your money? Why are you doing this? And is it rational? And is it going to help you in the long run? And for me, it has helped me in the long run, because now I'm starting to make money on YouTube. And YouTube, with the money that I'm earning on YouTube, it's paying for my electric bill. So that's one of my first goals, is when I start to make money on YouTube, it's gonna pay for my electric bill. So that's the first goal. So YouTube is paying for my electric bill. Then I'm gonna have YouTube pay for my, once I start making more money, YouTube will start, paying for the groceries, and then I'll start going with car payments, and then school. And then eventually, once I hope that I, get very high, I mean, it's going to take a lot of hard work with this channel, which I appreciate you guys being phenomenal on this channel, is I'm going to start putting money that I make on YouTube back into the stock market and let you guys know how I'm doing. So those are some things that I have done that help me save money in the long run. And I appreciate you guys watching this video, and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Make sure you give me a like. And again, this channel is about saving money, investing, having your money make money. So if you guys are, again, new to my channel, check out some of my videos. I was inspired by a lot of you guys who made videos how to invest in money. So I can learn from you guys. We can all learn from each other, having a very strong channel and a very strong dividend investing community. And this is what I'm telling you guys when it comes to dividend investing, how I save money so that I can put it into the stock market. And that way I can retire, eventually, have passive income, and have my money make money. And it starts by saving money. So thank you again. You guys have a good weekend. Have a good Saturday, and be safe.